All right, so today we are going to be showcasing Zura's comp. It's the Myth Fu. We have Fu-Shan, Demytha, Heiress, Turvold, and Seeker. What's great about this is before Zura was able to put this comp together, he was struggling quite a bit in Clan Boss just in general. You know, he was trying to work on Unkillable, but for the life of him, he couldn't pull any man-eaters. And he's been playing the game for a while too, and I think most of us kind of know what the struggle feels like. Now, he was able to pull a Demytha, and I had actually pulled a Turvold for him, I want to say a couple months back, right? And he's had Fu-Shan for a while. So this was really exciting. And we know that Heiress is a farmable champ. And he was able to pull Seeker, I think maybe 2 months ago. So he went for it, put the comp together. And here is the Myth Fu. And that's what we're going to be looking at, okay? So before we actually get in and look at this, he did put a nice presentation together. So let's look at that. All right, so of course, naturally, he's crediting Deadwood Jedi Myth Fu comp found by Safi right here. And Ian Gaming, our friend Ian, also helped him kind of fix the comp. Because as always, you guys know with Clan Boss, it could be a bit tricky. There could be some speed tuning issues, true speeds that can throw some comps off. So of course, our friend Ian Gaming also helped him fix it out. And this was a nice little thing he put together, and I'm going to show you some, like a breakdown of it as well too, and then we're going to actually run it. So what he said in here is what makes it fun for him is that the Fu-Shan speed aura allows the comp to hit a 3-1, 2-1 speed. Fu-Shan's the only one at a 2-1, but everyone else is at a 3-1, and the speeds are not as high as some of the other 3-1 builds. And he does have some speed pages, but you guys will end up seeing that later. Now, his Heiress has Lore of Steel, which is tricky to use in speed tunes, but it works in this comp, which I'm going to show you guys the masteries as well. And Heiress's passive counters whenever one of the champs is hit, which is why she's great to have Toxic Gear. Now, if I remember correctly, Zura said he's still working on Toxic Gear. So what's going to be great is there's a lot of room for improvement on this comp, which I'll be able to show you guys as well too. And he does have AI priorities set up for this comp as well. So before I actually show you guys a bit more about the champs, he's not running any toxic gear yet because he doesn't even have really good pieces of gear yet, and he's still pulled off 64 mil with 1 key. So that's very promising. And again, on Ultra Nightmare, very, very promising. So what we're gonna do is let's go take a look at their stats before we jump in and do a clan boss run, okay? All right, first up, we have Fu-Shan. So you're gonna see that Fu-Shan is in Perception. We also have him in Cruel, and then it also does look like he has some mixed pieces as well. Let's take a look at his stats. Fu-Shan is at 188 speed. And now again, guys, as I mentioned before, Zura is still working on getting a bit better gear for this comp. But again, very promising that he did 64 mil with 1 key, with gear still needing improvement. So we're not going to focus too much on the fact this is pretty close to full crit, right? 258% crit damage. Accuracy is at 203. And here's Fu-Shan's masteries. And he is fully booked. And again, what makes him great in this comp too is his speed lead. Okay. All the champs in this comp are fully booked because we know that's probably going to come up as well. Next up, we have Demytha. So you're going to see she does have 4 pieces of speed gear. And then she does also have some mixed pieces in here as well too. And here are her stats. So now her speed's at 290 in her masteries. All right, Turvold. Our boy Turvold is in a Savage set and Fatal. So it looks like he's in Savage and Fatal. And here's his stats. He's at 169 speed. His crit damage is at 241%. So here's all of his stats. Yeah, Demi doesn't probably really need the accuracy, guys. It's what you're probably seeing is Zura trying to hit speeds. So keep that in mind is, you know, like I said in the beginning, is he's still working on improving the gear that he's getting, but he's got the speeds down and the damage and overall stats should improve as he gets better gear. Yo, Griff, thank you so much for 5 months. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Turvold Masteries. Yep, I see a nice comment in the channel that what's really nice about this comp is that the 64 mil on 1 key was really good considering the gear isn't where it needs to be yet. It's very promising. Here is Seeker. So Seeker's in some mixed gear, as you can see. His pieces are mixed. He's at 184 speed, crit cap 237% for crit damage, 192 on accuracy. And then here's Seeker's masteries. And the last one is Heiress. So you see Heiress. Heiress has a speed set. It also looks like she has a crit damage set, and she has a couple mixed pieces as well. And here's Heiress's stats. And so Heiress is at 263. Again, you know, she's over crit cap. She has 197% crit damage. And this is what Heiress looks like. And again, she makes a perfect spot for using toxic gear, which again, you know, Zura is going to be farming that. And I can't wait to see how much better this comp goes when he's able to actually add some of that too. And then she needs a couple more masteries, but he got the main one in the end, the last mastery. He can always come in and fill some of this after, but right now this is where it's at. In this comp, Demytha and Heiress are pretty much the only two that really need high speeds. The other ones you saw were much more lower, a bit more reasonable, like the 160-ish to like 180 or so. All right, so that is the 5 champs. That's the 5 champs. We have Fu-Shan, we have Demytha, we have Heiress, Turvold, and Seeker. That's the 5 champs. That's their gear, that's their masteries. Again, everyone's fully built. So let's head on over to the clan boss, and I'm gonna show you guys their AI priority setup as well. All right, in this case, you are going to see that our clan boss and Ultra Nightmare has already turned to Force. This one key that you saw was earlier in the day on Void, but we're still going to come into Ultra Nightmare, so we're gonna be on the Force boss here. And you also see the AI priorities is set up, so let's take a look at it. All right, this is how we have AI priorities set up. So with Fu-Shan, you're gonna see that his A2 is set on to not use it. All right. Demytha, channel the bloodline, which is a block damage buff on allies and continuous heal. We set to a 1. Light of the Deep, increase the duration of all ally buffs by a turn and decreases the duration of ally debuffs as well. So that is set up for a 2 on Demytha. We're on Heiress. So with Heiress, we have her exhortation is set as 1. Removes a random debuff from allies and has a chance of placing increased speed on allies. That's set as 1. Turvold. So Turvold, this is what we have with him. Crackling Blade is set as opener and to defaults. Ancestor's Power, which is increase attack, crit rate, and speed, is set to 1. And Juggernaut, damage increases according to the number of buffs on this champ, is set to 2. So this one's for Turvold. And then the last one for Seeker, we just have his Devour set as the opener. And just easy here, okay? So that's the AI priorities for these guys. So this comp is going to be full auto. Once you have the AI priorities set up, it's gonna be full auto on Brutal, Nightmare, and Ultra Nightmare. Full, ready to go. So let's run it. So this is going to be an Ultra Nightmare. And we can see how much damage we can do here as well too. Let's get on in. Let's see how much damage we can do. I did see it was set to 1 speed, so we could probably appreciate the animation. But here we go. I think let's do a prediction in the channel. Are we going to outdo his first key? How much damage? Are we going to do, say, less than 64 mil? More than 64 mil? Or we'll do 64 mil plus, how about that? All right, so I see a couple questions in the channel in regards to Spirit. Because Heiress is Force, the question regarding on Spirit is Spirit's affinity a problem because of stun targeting? So what ends up happening is we have Heiress, she has a steadfast mastery. So what ends up happening is Fu-Shan ends up taking the stun when the clan boss is Spirit. So it ends up not affecting Heiress. All right, so question was, if stunning, so we noticed that right here, Seeker keeps getting stunned, if it's going to be messing up the comp at all, and the answer is Heiress cleanses. She always goes first and gets to cleanse the stun first, so it doesn't matter and it doesn't affect the comp. So everything runs great. Like, as you see, when the Unkillable drops, and you're kind of questioning if the boss is going to get a hit in before the Unkillable comes back up, then Demi ends up tossing her Unkillable back up. Yeah, look at Turvold go. I can't wait to see how much damage he does, guys. He's hitting like a beast. Very excited about it. So the question being asked is why toxic in Heiress, and it's because she takes extra hits. Extra hits going to be more poison on the boss. More poison ticks, right? More poison debuffs. So what we're gonna see in the end is we're gonna see how much damage these guys did. And like I said, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see the improvement. Like, as Zura's able to get some of this gear that we're looking for, like some toxic gear, I can't wait to see how this goes. Heiress's passive is she counterattacks whenever anyone gets hit, which means she's gonna be landing more shots in, right? Okay, turn 47. We're at 62 mil, guys. Yeah, Turvold. Do you think he's gonna do 154 to 168,000? Wait. Let's see how much he's gonna do. Hang on. Are you saying hits, right? Look at him go, man. Look at him go. Oh, it's gonna be so close. Over 64 mil. We're gonna be over 64 mil, guys. Here it comes. And there we go. Over 64 mils have it. Look at that. Well done. All right, so this is on Force as well, too. So it looks like it's keeping up to par with how he did on Void. Yay, look at that. All right, let's see how we end up. 50 mil, and he did 65. Okay, Fu-Shan did almost 17 mil. Demytha, 4.7. Heiress, 10.6. Turvold, 25 mil, and Seeker, 7.8. Now, what's also good to point out, not a single champ is in toxic gear. Not a single one. Zura has some more work to do in the Great Hall on increasing things like crit damage, for example. So there's a lot of potential in this. So much potential. And we did this live on stream. The prediction was if this key was going to do less damage than the first key on Void or outdo it, and this key outdid it. We ended up doing 65.5 mil damage, where the first key that was done today was about 64 mil. Yeah, congratulations, Zura. Very happy for you. Yeah, this is great. This is great. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, check out some more videos up here in the playlist on the top right.